How's it, guys? You will probably by now have seen the video that we produced concerning the afgradering van Suid-Afrika se kommersiële banke that happened on Monday, but which was not reported in South Africa on Monday or Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're talking about Monday the 30th, Tuesday the 31st, Wednesday the 1st, which is today. It's now the late afternoon, almost 5 o'clock. On Wednesday, News 24 announced, after we'd done a video, that this downgrade had happened. I mean, I have to ask you, how is it possible? How is it possible? The Times Live, IOL, News 24, Radio Sonder Grense, the whole lot of them. Die Vaderland, Beeld, die Volkskrant, Rapport, the Natal Mercury, the South Coast Sun. Don't report this thing. There's no ways that they don't know it. The point is that they don't report it. But between Hendrik de Ruyter, he's a guy that, we share a lot of news with. He's been an activist in this cause internationally. En hierdie volksaak of godsaak wil ek graag sê. Between Hendrik de Ruyter, Kurt, Suidlander from Willem van Deventer's province, and Ernst van den Berg and I can pick it up on Reuters. So we know that these things are happening, but they're not being reported. The moment that we do a video about it, 4 hours later, it's reported as if it happened that day, namely today. I hope I'm not confusing you with this timeline. On Friday of last week, Moody's downgraded South African sovereign bonds. On Monday, unreported, Moody's and Fitch downgraded our commercial banks. On Tuesday, we received the information from international sources. It was completely unreported in South Africa. On Wednesday morning, we make a video. On Wednesday afternoon, the commercial media reports that it's just happened on Wednesday. We've just received information that Moody's has now downgraded. How many minutes or hours ago, I can't tell you, but the news has come through now. This is Wednesday afternoon. Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 1st of April. This definitely wasn't in the previous announcements concerning which we got from Reuters International, concerning the commercial banks. This is new. The Industrial Development Corporation, the Development Bank of Southern Africa, the Land Bank, and the Airports Company of South Africa have just been downgraded, apparently. Guys, we're not a news outlet. That's not our job. It's a bit like what Ernst does with, I was thinking about this earlier, what Ernst does with the onlister that he maps every day. We do it because others are not doing it. That's the one reason. The other reason that we do it is to help you understand the significance of some of these things. So in many instances, it's simply because it's not reported. In other instances, it is reported, but the truth is not being told in the report. So with that in mind, I'll just say, very briefly, We are going into a tsunami of crisis. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely we are going into a tsunami of crisis, the tsunami of financial crisis that Magnus Haystack has been talking about, not only but particularly since the article he wrote on, I think, the 6th or the 10th of October last year. It makes you think. Ernst van den Berg and I were chatting on the phone about 15 minutes ago, and we agreed with one another that we don't even know how much trouble we're in. Because at times like this, when he and I, just the two of us, and sometimes it's with the help of Hendrik de Reyke, and we get a lot of information from Kurt in Vanderbijl Park. But if we can figure this out, just us, how much stuff is there that we can't figure out? We were chatting the other day, and not to brag, but to make the point. Many of the aspects of the coronavirus crisis that we recorded in videos in late January were not revealed anywhere in the mainstream media, or even in the kind of alternative media. We got that information from, the periphery, the far periphery. We knew that it was true, though, because it made sense. It made very good sense. And in some cases, like the case of the patent certificate for the coronavirus, it was proof, not clues, not evidence. It was hard proof. There were articles by the Washington, not the Washington Post, I'll think of the name in a minute, that were later pulled down. And nobody was reporting them. But we reported on it and left the information because we knew it had to be true. Sooner or later, it was going to turn out to be true. So for a long time, we were, in some cases, 4 weeks ahead of all of the media. And in some cases, 5 weeks ahead, and in a few cases, 6 weeks ahead. And as I say to you, the point is not to brag. The point is to say that if we can uncover that, what can we not uncover? What are we incapable of uncovering? What do we not have the resources for, or the knowledge for, or the cleverness for, or the skills, or the experience, or the time to uncover? Man, there's so much going on that, it's just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So, I suppose my final word to you guys out there would be, this thing is looking pretty serious. The intersection of the global financial crisis and the reaction to, not really the virus, but the artificially stimulated global hysterical reaction to the apparent threat of the virus. That intersecting as it does with the specific events that are happening in South Africa, economic events, are things that you must know about. We're not going to go off the deep end. I say this with respect. I know it's going to upset some of you. I'm sorry. I do not say it with disrespect. But we're not going to get into the wild and wacky world of pretending to know the deep secrets of Nibiru and all of this kind of stuff. We are led by the Holy Scriptures, the Holy Bible, and what we see around us. And of course, the Holy Spirit, who intervenes as He sees fit, or as our Father directs Him to do. But as mortal human beings who can determine what we do with the hours in our day, we can take leadership and guidance from the Bible, from the prophecies, from what we see around us, which ultimately is our common sense. And hopefully be inspired at some point or points to obtain the insights to know how to position ourselves. Yeah, it's a big thing. We're confronted by a big thing.